In today's show, Bitcoin could surge to $3 million within 5 years, says crypto hedge fund manager. That's right, Morgan Creek Digital Asset co-founder and partner, Jason Williams, says Bitcoin could meteorically rise nearly 17,900% in 5 years as Bitcoin solidifies its position as a safe haven asset. In this new interview with the Norwegian Block Exchange, Williams goes on to share, Bitcoin could hit $1 to $3 million in the next 5 years. People have no idea what it will look like when large banks and countries start holding Bitcoin in their treasury. I'll be breaking all this down for you in today's show. Also, in today's episode, Trump or Biden with the presidential election just one day out. Max Keiser explains why Bitcoin will be the ultimate winner after the US elections. That's right, if Trump wins, we'll be discussing how it may impact the Bitcoin price. And on the other side of that coin, what will happen if Biden wins? Here's what I do know, according to Max Keiser, Bitcoin will win no matter what. Max does go on to share that no matter who is the US president, Bitcoin is on its way to take out gold as the ultimate monetary store of value. And he doubled down on his 40x to 80x Bitcoin price prediction. That would put the Bitcoin price above $880,000. We'll be discussing this in today's show. Also in today's episode, we'll be taking a look at the latest tweets from Plan B as well as Willy Woo. Plan B tweeted, Bitcoin is the best performing asset this year, last 5 years, and last 10 years. And as Willy Woo points out, and just for kicks, $1 invested into BTC at the first market price equals $18 million today. Do that with gold, and it would be just $1.81. We'll be discussing this here in today's show. Also in today's episode, Bitcoin traders caught off guard. 3 reasons why the Bitcoin price just dropped 2% in 1 hour. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, doing some Bitcoin technical analysis. As you can see, Bitcoin and most of the major altcoins are back in the red, but where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. So be sure to smash that subscribe button, that's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below this video in the description. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV, and let's kick it off by diving into today's top story of the day. The Bitcoin price could surge to $3 million within 5 years, says crypto hedge fund manager. Here's why. Let's break it down. Morgan Creek Digital Asset co-founder and partner, Jason Williams, says Bitcoin could meteorically rise nearly 17,900% in 5 years as Bitcoin solidifies its position as a safe haven asset. That's right, you gotta respect this bullishness. In a Norwegian Block Exchange interview, Williams offers his bull case scenario for the world's leading crypto. He goes on to share, Bitcoin could hit $1 to $3 million in the next 5 years. People have no idea what it will look like when large banks and countries start holding Bitcoin in their treasury. The crypto hedge fund manager highlights Bitcoin's scarcity as a key characteristic that will attract more institutional players and continue to drive the value of the king crypto. In the last few months, institutional players in the form of publicly traded companies have announced their entry into Bitcoin with multi-million-dollar investments. In September, business intelligence company MicroStrategy upped their Bitcoin investments to $425 million. Last month, payments giant Square revealed it made a 50 million Bitcoin acquisition. And talking about MicroStrategy, they just profited over $100 million in the past 60 days thanks to their Bitcoin investment. Just saying. And with more institutions flocking into the #1 cryptocurrency, Bitcoin treasuries reveal that publicly traded companies have increased their BTC holdings from over $6.9 billion in mid-October to $10.7 billion this month. Now, back in April, when Bitcoin was trading at just around 6,000, Jason Williams predicted that Bitcoin would surpass its all-time high of $20,000 this year. Let me know in the comments right down below if you feel it's likely to happen here in the fourth quarter. I also want to point out that Max Keiser went on the record to share that there's nothing but air between 14,000 and 20,000, and he feels will rise all the way up to 28,000 before any significant pullback. But let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. Now, before we break down our next story of the day, Trump or Biden, as Max Keiser explains why Bitcoin will be the ultimate winner after the US elections. First, let's take a look at the overall crypto market. We can see Bitcoin consolidating right now, trading just above 13,100, down 2.7% for the day. We have Ethereum down 1.5%, trading just above $381. XRP up 1.2%, trading at 23.4 cents. We have Chainlink down 2.2%, trading at $10.84. Cardano down 3%, trading at 9.2 cents. And BNB, one of the few altcoins actually barely in the green, up about 0.25%, trading above $28. Now, I'd love to see Bitcoin retest that critical $14,000 resistance and flip it into a support. And once we do, I'm going to agree with Max Keiser, because there's nothing but air between 14,000 and 20,000, and I'm sticking to it that we break a new all-time high this year in the fourth quarter of 2020. Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. All right, let's get right into the fruits and veggies. I'd say meat and potatoes, but I'm a vegan and I haven't eaten meat since the age of 16. Just saying. Let's start with Trump. If he does win, how will that impact the Bitcoin price? Trump's views on Bitcoin have been consistent and unfavorable. In July of 2019, he said he's not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on air. Now check this out. An unpublished book written by Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, claimed that the president urged Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin to go after Bitcoin a year prior to his assertions mentioned above. With that being said, it's hard to imagine that President Trump will suddenly have a change of heart and stop supporting the first ever cryptocurrency. So if he wins the elections, the effects on Bitcoin would rather be adverse, right? Well, that's not what Max Keiser believes. He told us that with Trump, who at least understands something about capitalism, the ascent of Bitcoin would be slower, as I believe he would calm markets by having the US enter the global hash war with Iran, now leads in a Sputnik-like call to enter the hash race moment. Keiser added that the US needs to strive for a big slice of Bitcoin's global hash rate before our competitors do. I know of several countries that will soon announce major sovereign underwritings of Bitcoin hash rate to try to oust Iran's position. Now, what will happen on the other side of that coin? If Biden wins, how will that affect Bitcoin? The Democratic Party's presidential candidate was involved in the infamous Twitter hack earlier this year. Shortly after, he said he doesn't own any Bitcoins, but he hasn't made any decisive comments about the crypto. As such, it would be more difficult to argue whether or not his presidency would be ultimately good for Bitcoin. Now, Keiser's views, he sees Bitcoin sharply explode in value in case Biden emerges the winner come Sunday. He goes on the record to share, as I've said, a Biden win would accelerate Bitcoin's advance as a panic buying from those looking to escape the socialists, money printers, and MMTers going into hyperdrive. It'll be like the 1938 Kristallnacht. Jackbooted armed thugs will go door to door, stealing property in the name of social justice. So Max Keiser's ultimately saying that Bitcoin will win no matter what. Bitcoin is bigger than the elections, asserted Keiser. It's an asset that has no real correlation with anything, stocks, bonds, currencies, gold, commodities, or property, and certainly no political party or political outcomes here in the US or anywhere in the world. Bitcoin is correlated only to Bitcoin. So there you have it. Despite the outcome of the upcoming elections, Bitcoin will be backed by an insatiable hunger. It's a cosmic scale hunger because Bitcoin is the big bang of money. I love that. And he goes on to include, to be clear, I don't mean Bitcoin is backed by energy. What I'm saying is it's backed by code that's unstoppably programmed to consume all available energy on Earth and beyond, to create absolute monetary scarcity, to elevate humanity to a more pure spiritual state of existence. Transcendence on this scale takes synchronization and mass amounts of energy. And regarding his Bitcoin price prediction, he says no matter who wins the US president, Bitcoin is on its way to take out gold as the ultimate monetary store of value and double down on his 40 to 80x Bitcoin price prediction. That would put the Bitcoin price at $880,000. So let me know if you agree that Bitcoin will be the biggest winner this election or disagree. And who do you think will win, Biden or Trump? Drop me a comment right down below. And before I break down the latest from Plan B, Willy Woo, and we do some Bitcoin technical analysis, first, let's take a look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting at $391 billion with $81 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. And current BTC dominance is 63.2%. And now checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have Ample Fourth up 9%, trading just above a buck. Ocean Protocol up 6%, trading just above 49 cents. Neo up 4.5%, trading at $15.39. Aave up 4%, trading at $30.33. And Nexo up 3.3%, trading at 17.4 cents. Now checking out the biggest losers within the top 100, we have Cybervein down 14%, trading at 9.6 cents. BBC Coin down 10%, trading at 32 $0.42. Hotboy token down 8.88%, trading at $3.81. Dash down 5%, trading at $66. And Synthetics Network token down 5%, trading at $2.67. Now, out of this list of the biggest gainers and losers, which altcoins in particular are you most bullish on? Drop me a comment right down below. And now checking out the Binance margins, we can see the bears are back in control, leading with 52.27% shorts versus 47.73% longs. Are you currently bullish or bearish on the king of all crypto? Holla at your boy. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 71 in greed. Yesterday a 72 greed, last week a 75 greed, and last month a 40 in fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD. Buy that frickin' dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, now let's check out this tweet from Plan B, the creator of the stock to flow model, who recently tweeted, Bitcoin is the best performing asset this year, last 5 years, and last 10 years. Even risk adjusted Bitcoin outperforms all other assets year after year. What's your reason for not having Bitcoin in your investment portfolio? And he included these graphs from Willy Woo, and Willy Woo pointed out right here, and just for kicks, $1 invested into BTC at the first market price equals 18 million plus today. Do that with gold and it would be $1.81. So I have $1 million question for you. What's a better investment, Bitcoin or gold? You tell me. Drop me a comment right down below, because that's right, $1 invested into Bitcoin versus gold over 11.1 years. As you can see right here, gold is obviously no comparison to the king of all crypto. And checking out some of the comments, this guy wrote, $1 invested into gold at its first market price would also be worth a lot more today. I'm talking about buying gold when people started considering it to be worth something. Willy Woo responded, true, maybe it would take a few thousand years to be fully realized. Ultimately, a ratio of accumulated wealth from centuries of GDP versus ounces of gold in circulation, GDP was tiny back then. Touche. Now, if you're not familiar with the stock to flow, Plan B points out right here that October closed at $13,816, marking the highest red dot to date, ultimately meaning that the stock to flow is on track, which predicts a $100,000 Bitcoin price by the end of next year, as well as a $288,000 Bitcoin price medium average by the year 2024. Let me know if you agree with the stock to flow. And before I break down our next story of the day and we do some Bitcoin technical analysis, first I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. This goes for all 580 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. I also have some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button right below this video to help support the channel. If you're tuning in or listening on a different platform outside of YouTube, the direct YouTube link is cryptonewsalerts.net. You can also find us on all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes. You can also follow me on Twitter to receive daily crypto news alerts. My Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes. And for those of you active on Facebook, as I am, I do have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. To join it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you active on Telegram, as I am, I do have a private crypto Telegram chat. To join it, click this link. You'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day. The price of Bitcoin declined by 2% in under an hour in a sharp correction on November 2nd, catching traders off guard. Coincidentally, the CME Bitcoin futures market opened with a new gap, making 13,100 an area of interest for sellers. That's right. Now, 3 technical reasons likely fueled the abrupt decline in the price of Bitcoin. That includes the CME gap, major resistance, and monthly moving averages known as MAs. Now, check this out. There's now 4 CME Bitcoin futures gaps. That's right. The CME Bitcoin futures market closes during the weekend and on the holidays. This means that if Bitcoin sees a large price movement during those days, a gap between the CME and crypto exchanges emerges. Now, while there's no comprehensive theory as to why traders move to fill the CME futures gap, historically, most CME Bitcoin gaps have been filled. Since October, Bitcoin has seen a strong rally during the weekend. The volume of Bitcoin tends to drop as the market becomes less active. But in the case of the last several months, Bitcoin has continuously moved upward without a dip in volume. volume. Now, consequently, this led to the formation of 4 CME gaps in a row. Every weekly candle in the past month led to a new CME gap, which is rare for Bitcoin. It means that BTC has moved so fast, even during the weekends, that new consecutive gaps have been formed, as you can see right here on your screen. Gap 1, Gap 2, Gap 3, Gap 4. The gaps are found at 13,100, 12,970, 11,505, and 11,100. These areas could be considered levels of interest for sellers. Now, coincidentally, the 12,970 and 13,100 range is an important area in terms of moving averages. Now, it's important to point out that the next short-term Bitcoin monthly moving average is below 12,500. It's a 5-day moving average at 12,203. And throughout history, even during the bull markets, at least one short-term moving average on the monthly chart was hit before the continuation of a rally. Bitcoin has rallied quickly since early October. You can say that again, rising by more than 25% from 11,775 to 13,500. The pace of the uptrend meant that Bitcoin was not able to establish clear support levels on the higher time frame charts. Now, in the past 2 months, Bitcoin has repeated the pattern of rallying followed by a short period of consolidation. On the daily chart, this created clear support and resistance levels, making the rally sustainable compared to the previous ones. As you can see right here on your screen, this shows the monthly price of Bitcoin coming from TradingView. Now, on the weekly and monthly chart, however, Bitcoin is still far from notable short-term moving averages. The closest moving average is the 5-day moving average at around 12,200. Now, Bitcoin comes off a major resistance level. Bitcoin tested the 14K resistance level on October 31st on Bitcoin's white paper birthday. That's right. For the first time since December of 2017, after such a major rally and a key retest, a sharp pullback was expected. Some traders say they were surprised by the intensity of the Bitcoin price drop when it occurred, but when they saw the high open interest of the future markets, the traders said that the move made more sense. Once in a while, I'm actually surprised by a move, a pseudonymous trader known as CL said. Later on, CL added that an open interest was high enough to justify such a move. Actually, never mind. I misread how much open interest was rising earlier. This makes sense. Checking out his tweet right here on crypto Twitter. Once in a while, I'm actually surprised by a move, as he points out right here. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you right here in today's show. Bitcoin price can surge to $3 million within 5 years, says crypto hedge fund manager Jason Williams, who points out that Bitcoin could meteorically rise nearly 17,900% in 5 years as Bitcoin solidifies its position as a safe haven asset. And he goes on to continue, Bitcoin could hit $1 to $3 million in the next 5 years. People have no idea what it will look like when the large banks and countries start holding Bitcoin in their treasury. Touche. Also in today's show, Trump or Biden, who will win the presidential election? All I know is this, Bitcoin wins no matter what, as Max Kaiser clearly points out right here. And he goes on to share that he's doubled down on his 40x to 80x Bitcoin price prediction. We're talking about a $888,000 Bitcoin price. I also shared with you the latest from Plan B, as well as Willy Woo, who points out $1 invested into BTC at its first market price would be equivalent to over $18 million today, when in comparison with gold, it would just be $1.81. I also did some Bitcoin technical analysis. So where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Drop me a comment right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button, that's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And real quick before I go, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below this video in the description and register for this free system entitled OPM Wealth. You'll be glad you did, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.